So you're thinking of moving to Beaufort, South Carolina, and you want a new construction home. Well, that's perfect, because that's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. We're going to drive around and tour some of the new construction communities so you can see exactly what you get for the money. And along the way, I'm going to talk about some of the pros and the cons, maybe some things that you should know about before you move to Beaufort, South Carolina, and we'll stop in at some of my favorite little local hotspots. But before we get started, I have to get fueled up with a cappuccino from my favorite spot here, the Corner Perk, right in Port Royal. So let me have my coffee and then we'll get on the road. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Low Country? Whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about the current market here in the South Carolina Low Country. My name is David Simcox, host of Low Country Lifestyles and a local realtor. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you and you and you and you looking to make their move here to the South Carolina Low Country, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're making your move in 3 days, 3 months, or 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below, so I can help you find your low country lifestyle. In today's video, we're in Beaufort, South Carolina, and the surrounding area. And this is one of the most beautiful and historic areas on the entire East Coast. It dates back years and years and years. It's one of the first areas that was established here in the United States, and it's very deep in history. But just because it's a historical town doesn't mean that everything has to be old in Beaufort. There is new construction homes here as well. So if you want to live in one of the most quaint and beautiful and historic and charming areas here in the South Carolina Low Country, but you want a new house, that's what today's video is about. We're going to look at new construction opportunities here in the Beaufort market. So don't go anywhere. Let's get started. All right, now we're in a community called Baynard Cove, and this is a new construction neighborhood offered by D.R. Horton. They're just getting started and they're getting ready to close their first homes this month. Now these homes are going to be priced from the high 300s to the mid 500s. So really a pretty good price point. Now, one of the things I really love about this neighborhood is it is a very convenient location. It's right in the Port Royal area, so very convenient if you're looking to commute to downtown Beaufort or downtown Bluffton, or even one of the military bases like Parris Island or the Air Station. I also love the fact that all these homes come standard with hardy plank siding and quartz countertops. Also, the ranch style homes come standard with hard surfaces throughout the entire first floor. And you know, it's a really good location here. There's not a gate at the entrance, which I kind of wish there was, and there's no amenities, but it's a very reasonable POA fee. So it's only $1,500 per year to live in this neighborhood. And getting a hardy plank siding house in that price point, I think you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. They also have some really great incentives right now. So they've got $9,500 towards your closing costs, plus a $1,000 bonus if you're a military member. And they've got a rate buy down program. So I believe it's 3.99% 2-1 buy down. So that's a temporary buy down, but it will get you started off on the right foot. So again, if this neighborhood is something that you might want to look at, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, and I will connect the dots between you and D.R. Horton. And again, always a good idea to have a buyer's agent on your side. Doesn't cost you anything, and they won't sell you the house for any less if you don't. Let's keep going on to the next neighborhood from here. All right, we're at a local hotspot, which just happens to be the #1 tourist destination in all of Beaufort, South Carolina. We're at Hunting Island State Park, and they have an absolutely beautiful beach out here. They've got a lighthouse, and it's just miles and miles and miles of white sand beaches with these gorgeous forests along the beach. So even though they get about 1.5 million visitors here per year, you feel like you're just miles away from any kind of civilization. You hardly ever see any people out here. if you want to have a private, quiet, secluded day on the beach, this is where you come. And they have a really awesome campground as well. So if you wanted to try that out, I've taken my kids out and we've camped out there right on the beach. You could walk on the beach and go over to your tent. It's really cool. Also, there's dogs running up and down the beach here. So it's just a really, really chill beach to come to. And it's only 14 miles from downtown Beaufort. So check out Hunting Island State Park. All right, now we are in a neighborhood called Salem Bay. And this is a Pulte development. So if you've watched any of my Bluffton videos, I did a video on the sister community over in Bluffton called Malin Bluff. But Pulte is, I believe, the second largest home builder in America, and they build some beautiful homes. So if you want to check out these floor plans, they've got all of them on their website. And these are going to be starting probably just below 400,000. And they'll be going up to probably about 700,000, I believe is where they cap out. And as you can see, a lot of these homes have hardy plank, and they do have some great incentives right now. So they've got $10,000 in closing costs. And if you use their Pulte mortgage, they will give you 5.5% interest rate for a 30-year loan. So that's pretty good for right now with the market the way it is. Again, you have to qualify for that, but this is Salem Bay, and it is, you know, just about 5 minutes from downtown Beaufort. So I think this is a really, really great option, and they still have some homes available in here. And another thing I love in this neighborhood is they actually have sublots that are right here on the waterfront. So I don't know how many of them are left, but if you act fast, as soon as I post this video, there may be a few of these lots available right here on the waterfront. So be sure and ask me about that. All right, so as you can see in the background, they've got the rendering of what the resort style amenities are gonna look like. They're gonna have a pavilion with a pool, the playground, the pickleball, the swimming pool, and just like their sister community, Malin Bluff over in Bluffton, they're gonna have this dock right down here on the water. So even if you don't end up getting a lot that's directly on the waterfront, you can still use the community dock. And let's walk down here and just take a quick peek, because I think it is just absolutely gorgeous out here. And you've got this huge, gosh, this has got to be a 200, 300-year-old oak tree here. And believe it or not, it's kind of funny because there's an oak tree just like this over at the Malin Bluff community. So their sister community has a gorgeous big oak tree like this too. And I mean, just look at the view down here. It is absolutely gorgeous. And looks like this is going to be somewhere that you can come down and you can do kayaking and paddleboarding and fishing and maybe crabbing if they allow that. But really just a beautiful place for an amenity center. What do you think? Comment down below and tell me if you think you could see yourself living in this community. I know I could. I like it. All right, so now we're down on Bay Street, and no trip to Beaufort is complete unless you come down on Bay Street. This is the main thoroughfare for all the shops and restaurants, and there's art galleries down here and ice cream shops and chocolate shops and museums, and I mean, just all kinds of cool stuff. There's some great restaurants down here. Luther's is down here. You've got like this old historic house here. And as you can see, it's just a really great place to come and shop and dine and eat and have drinks. So definitely, if you're in Beaufort, come down and check out Bay Street. All right, now we're gonna talk about pro number one. And pro number one is there are abundant water activities around here. So if you love boating or kayaking or paddleboarding or fishing or anything on the water, Beaufort is a very water-centric community. They actually have a festival called the Beaufort Water Festival down on the waterway, and it lasts an entire week. And they celebrate their heritage of living in and around and on the water. So anything water related, if you love that kind of stuff, then Beaufort is definitely going to be your cup of tea. All right, now let's talk about con number one, because it's not all roses and butterflies. I would say that Beaufort does not have a really amazing nightlife and like that sort of party scene. So if you're coming from a major city, I know I moved here from South Florida, and if you want, you know, the late night bars and the clubs and the dancing and all that kind of stuff, not a whole lot of that going on around here. It is kind of sleepy. It is, they say the low country is the slow country. So, you know, things kind of shut down early, and it's not the most hip happening place if you're looking for the party scene. Okay, so I'm at our next local hotspot that I wanted to tell you about, and this is just outside of Beaufort, again on St. Helena Island, and this is Fort Fremont. And if you look around, you can see the ruins of this fort that was built in the 1890s, and it was built in response to America was starting to get concerned with the rise of the powers in Europe, and so they built this to protect against any invasions in the Port Royal Sound. And Port Royal is actually one of the deepest ports on the East Coast, and just directly over these bunkers that you see here is the Beaufort River, and just across from that is Parris Island, which again is where the Marine Corps recruit depot is. And they actually had guns up on these forts that could fire all the way across the waterway and land all the way over to Parris Island. I mean, it's really long range. And then all throughout the river, they had mines in case there was any submarines that would come through here. And it's just awesome. And then they actually had their own hospital on site right here. I'm not sure which one of these buildings was the hospital, but man, it is just crazy. I would love to go exploring back through some of these little canals, and hopefully it's safe. But you can see this is just an incredible piece of American history right here just outside of Beaufort. I'm gonna have to come back and bring my kids here because I know they would absolutely love to explore this, these grounds and this facility. So anyway, hope you enjoyed checking out this really cool hot spot. And if you're in the local area, definitely come check out Fort Fremont on your own. All right, I'm at our next neighborhood here called Coosaw Point, and this is absolutely gorgeous. So all these homes in here are custom homes, and you'll actually buy the lot from the developer, and the lots are anywhere from about $50,000 up to $150,000, and then you can choose from one of their pre-approved guild builders, and there's about 6 different guild builders in here. You can actually bring in your own builder, but they have to jump through a few extra hoops, so I suggest going with one of the 6 guild builders. And once you're said and done with the house and the lot, you're probably in the high 600s up to maybe just under $2 million. And this community has this beautiful river house amenity center, and they also have a boat dock area, which we'll talk about later. But I'm going to take you in and give you a quick tour of this amenity center so you can see they actually just finished a renovation here, so it's really beautiful. And let's take a walk through so you can get a feel for this. Absolutely gorgeous event space. They have member events here. You could also have a wedding, a 50th wedding anniversary, a graduation party, any kind of business event that you want to. As you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous in here. I love that huge canoe hanging up there. They have a full kitchen over here, so if you want to have catering, you can have that. They've got the piano over here. They've got a bar area. We'll go take a quick peek at that. As you can see, they've got the bar set up. And the best of all is the view. So this is all looking out over, let's unlock here. I mean, look at this view. This is the ICW waterway out here. You've got all these rocking chairs sitting out, looking at that view. And then they have this absolutely beautiful swimming pool, resort style swimming pool down here. And it's all looking out over the marsh and looking out over the river. So we're gonna go down, check out the boat area, and then drive around so you can see some houses as well. All right, I'm down at the waterfront area here in the community, and they have this absolutely beautiful floating dock. So if you want to do kayaking or paddleboarding or fishing or anything like that, they also have a boat ramp over here. So if you want to put your boat in, take it out. This is a day dock, and I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe it's tidal. So I think there are some times when it's absolute low tide where it would be a little challenging to get in and out of here. But they do actually have another boat ramp right around the corner that is 24/7 deep water. So if for some reason you were having trouble getting in here, that's an option as well. But they do have kayaks and all kinds of things stored back up here. And just wanted to show you the waterfront area so you could get a taste for it. And we're going to take a look at some of the architecture here. And this entire community is about 450 acres. Currently, it's only about 50% built out right now. So I believe when it's all said and done, it's going to have about 417 homes. And I believe they're at about halfway right now. Like I mentioned, these are all custom homes. There's about 6 guild builders that you can choose from. Again, you're not necessarily locked into one of those. You can bring in your own builder, but they do charge some additional fees for that. And it is a little more difficult for them to jump through the hoops for the architectural review board. If you buy a lot, you would buy it directly from the developer. And you can sit on your lot for a little while, depending on what type of lot you buy. It could be maybe 2 years, maybe less than that. I think some sections of the community, you can sit on the lot for about 6 months. All right, while I was out making this video, I had to stop for a lunch break. So I decided to stop at one of my favorite restaurants, which is Fishcamp on 11th Street, right here in the Port Royal area. So I went with a fish sandwich, and you can see you've got an absolutely incredible view out here behind me. So I'm going to take a break, I'm going to jump in, and then we'll get back on the road and keep going after that. All right, now I'm just outside of Beaufort at our next hot spot, and this is on St. Helena Island, and this is Penn School, and it says it is one of the first schools for blacks in the South. Penn School opened in 1862. So there's a lot of really great historic sites out here, and this area around here is definitely the epicenter of the Gullah and Gullah Geechee culture in the South. And if you're not familiar with that, those are the descendants of the formerly enslaved folks in South Carolina. And this area around here is loaded with that Gullah Geechee community and culture, and they have amazing heritage, amazing food. They actually have their own language, and that is being preserved out here in the Beaufort area and the Sea Islands surrounding Beaufort. All right, now I'm at another really cool hot spot just outside of Beaufort. This also is on St. Helena Island, and this is the Chapel of Ease Church. And this one back 1740. So again, there are just some amazing historical sites in Beaufort and the surrounding Sea Islands. Okay, let's talk about pro number 2. The second benefit to living in Beaufort, South Carolina is the friendly Southern hospitality. And if you've never experienced that before, it's going to be completely new to you. People are very friendly to each other. People open doors for each other. You know, you hear yes ma'am and yes sir, and you know, people are just polite. And you know, for some folks coming from different parts of the country, that might be annoying, but I know for me, coming from South Florida, it was definitely a breath of fresh air to have just that friendly, kind Southern hospitality. Okay, let's talk about con number 2, and the word is flood insurance. So because Beaufort is a low-lying area, there are quite a few properties around here that require some extra flood coverage. So if you're shopping for real estate here in the Beaufort area or the surrounding region, be sure and have me as your agent or any real estate agent that you're working with check out the flood zone of that property, because that could be an extra expense on a monthly basis if you have to have flood insurance for your mortgage. So they have different zones, and it's based on elevation. And some of the flood coverage policies are very inexpensive, and it might be worth it to go ahead and buy that property and pay that little bit extra for the coverage. But then other properties, it could be a very, very significant extra fee on a monthly basis. All right, so now we're in a neighborhood called Celadon, and this is an absolutely beautiful neighborhood. It's very walkable, and you can see the architecture in the background is absolutely low country as much as you can get. This neighborhood here, you can buy a lot and you're not in any hurry to necessarily build right away. You can buy the lot and sit on it, or you can go with one of the custom home builders in here. And I believe there's like 2 main home builders that work in this area. The prices are going to be starting in the high 600s, and you're probably going to go up, you know, quite a bit from there. I believe I've seen some that are over $1 million in here. And the cool thing here is they've got this thing called the Celadon Club and Wellness Center. So you will be a member of that, and it's an absolutely incredible fitness center, swimming pool. They've got a great spa in there, and I believe the annual dues are only around $2,800 per year. Other amenities, they say they have a community garden, they have parks, they have ponds, nature trails, dog park, boat storage, and they're only 5 minutes from downtown Beaufort. Very close to shopping, grocery stores, lots of golf courses, very close to Beaufort Memorial Hospital. So this is, you know, a very nice upscale neighborhood, and they've got these great sidewalks all around here. So it's very, very walkable. And I love that they left all the trees out here. They didn't clear cut this neighborhood. They worked around the existing foliage. So Celadon, check it out and give me a call if this is one that might interest you. All right, so the other place you have to check out while you're in Beaufort is Henry Chambers Park. It's right here on the waterfront, as you can see, and they've got all these swings looking out over the water. They've got a marina back behind me, and this is actually where they have the Beaufort Water Festival every year. Really just a cool spot to hang out. It's right adjacent to Bay Street, but come check out this park, and it doesn't matter if you're just coming to chill out, throw the football, hang out, go for a walk with a loved one or anything. It's just beautiful down here. Okay, pro number 3 is Beaufort has some of the most rich history and cultural heritage of anywhere in the United States that I've ever been. And I think when we stop into some of the hot spots throughout the video, you're gonna start to pick up on this, but this dates back way, a long time ago. And there is some amazing history with the founding of our country, and also with the Gullah Geechee cultures, and you know, just the entire Southern culture goes back, you know, to colonial days here. Okay, so our last con is actually 2 cons, and I figured I would just bunch them together because every time people are moving here from other places, these always come up. So I'm just going to throw them both out there. Hurricanes and alligators. Yes, we have both, and they're both part of life here in the South Carolina Low Country. Alligators, leave them alone, and they're gonna leave you alone. They're part of our life here. And hurricanes, again, if you prepare, you know they're coming. I actually did an entire video on hurricanes and kind of how to get prepared for them, so you can go back and watch that. But yes, that is going to be part of your life here in South Carolina if you move here. All right, our next local hotspot here is the Beaufort Executive Airport. So if you are coming in to visit and you've got your own plane and you want to fly in here, you've got a spot. Or even if you're moving to this area and you've always wanted to learn how to fly, they actually have a flight school that operates out of here as well. So definitely come check out the Beaufort Executive Airport. All right, now I'm in a neighborhood called Habersham, and Habersham is a Southern living inspired neighborhood, and it's set off a little bit from Beaufort. It's a few miles away, but it's like its own little quaint village here. They've got their own shops, they've got their own restaurants, they've got workout facilities over here. They have a boat dockage area, they have a waterfront area, they've got swimming pools, they've got pickleball, they've got all the amenities, and it's only about $1,500 a year to live in this community. Currently, there's about 30 plus lots still for sale in here that are active on the market. These would all be custom home sites. So if you buy a lot, you can choose your own builder, and the lots range anywhere from about $150,000 up to about $450,000. And by the time you put a custom home on that, you're probably around $1 million to maybe $2 million all in. So this is the little downtown Habersham district where I'm walking, and I'm going to drive around so you can get a feel for some of this architecture and some of the homes, but definitely one of my absolute favorite communities in the Beaufort area. All right, and now I'm down at the Amenity Center. This is the waterfront area at Habersham, and as you can see in the background, they've got this day dock. It's absolutely gorgeous out here, and back behind me, hopefully you can see there's a pavilion out here where they have community events. They have live music, they have get-togethers, they have oyster roast, and all of this is right here near the swimming pool. So the swimming pool is just right down that little driveway there. You can't see it, but they also have a bunch of kayaks and paddleboard storage over here. So if you want to keep your kayak or your paddleboard down here and just put it in the water right at the waterfront, you do have that available in this community. But I just think this is one of the most beautiful locations here in Beaufort. All right, so this is a cool local hotspot I wanted to show you guys. This is the Beaufort Skatepark. And I don't know if you have kids or even if you like to skate, it's good to know that this is here. I have two sons, and they like to come here and skate, ride their scooters. And believe it or not, I have a skateboard too. And I have actually dropped in on that half pipe over there in my 40s. So it's not just for kids, but again, just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of this cool little local hotspot. All right, thank you for staying till the end of the video. And it started raining on me while I was out filming, but I just wanted to thank you for staying and watching the entire video. And again, I hope you learned something about the new construction opportunities here in the Beaufort, South Carolina market. And I hope you enjoyed checking out some of the local hotspots and learning about some of the pros and the cons of living in Beaufort, South Carolina. And as always, if I can help you find your low country lifestyle, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or book a Zoom call, all in the description below. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest in the South Carolina low country, be sure and like, subscribe, and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know about everything happening here in the market. As always, my name is David Simcox, host of Low Country Lifestyles and a local realtor. It's been an absolute pleasure spending time with you today. I hope to meet you in person at some point, and if not, at least I'll see you on the next video.